Okay, several of you asked after I sent out an email about if I could put up the spring preview and the lace demo online. And I'm more than happy to do that. And we had a great show. I'm sorry you couldn't come, but in case you couldn't, here is kind of what we talked about and what we did. So, first thing I started out is I usually do a little slideshow here of some of the latest fashions. And I just wanted to show you all that pretty dresses are in. Um, I think pretty dresses myself will always be in, but they haven't been always. And some of these may not be to your liking, but I just love the line and the shape. A pretty skirt, a pretty waist, and they're fairly classic lines. Here's a little blocking, and it's a real interesting way to do it. You can do the collar band and just the yoke if you like. Maybe you just want to do a panel down the sleeve. I just love the idea of this. I thought that was really, really neat. More blocking. And this is kind of the classic way you want to do your blocking. You want to do your white and projecting part in the middle and your dark on the outside. It'll make you look thin over and over again. More blocking links it kind of in the form of a bib. This is a real attractive little line here. This is a little bit more off the shoulder than what I like to see in a classic line. I like to see it right on the shoulder. And this is that line right there that I like to see come in and tapered in just a little bit, and then it comes out. This is really a very attractive little line on a jacket. Here is a jacket from Asiatica, and this is taking blocking one step further. They've got a pattern right here in the middle. They've got their white. This is their yoke on the back. This is part of the shawl collar. You know how that flips around like that. They've got that in dark. Here is the front piece, and their side panel piece is just stitched and kind of outlined in a contrasting stitching, which is a real interesting effect, and it makes for a great line shell. The other thing I liked here, this was out of the Bazaar, I think, for February or January, I'm not sure. And here's obviously a gal who's older than 30, maybe even older than 40, but she's in leggings. And this is one of the things I want you to consider a staple in your closet. Leggings, particularly black leggings. If you want to later on get brown ones or maroon or green or like a forest green, something like that, that's okay. You really must have black leggings. They can do so much for your wardrobe. Okay, that does it for my dresses here real quick. White blouses. Have I told you to get a white blouse in your closet? If you don't have one, get one. They're in all shapes and sizes. Go over on my Pinterest. Go to Pinterest and put in sewing artistry, SEWINGARTISTRY, and you'll see my Pinterest page, which has, you'll see my shirt, white shirt, or just shirt page with all the shirt patterns. That'll give you gobs of ideas. Now this is kind of a cape, but this is a take on the white blouse. And it's just a real important part. This is see-through. See-through, white blouses, dresses, all are trends. This is these are pictures of an Oscar gown being made. And the beautiful embroidery of flowers is being done on the net, on the see-through net. And here you can see the work that's going in to putting it on. I know I don't expect any of you to make anything like this, but again, lace, and lots of it. Lace, lace, lace. This is Prabal Gurung. I think this was worn at the Golden Globes, but lace and see-through. lace trim. Maybe you don't want see-through. And here's the thing about see-through and lace. The next thing you need after the leggings is get yourself, or make yourself, a little knit black tee or camisole, whichever one you feel most comfortable in. You can wear it under anything like this, and it is so effective. Here it's just the trim. Lace leggings. Lace inserts. There's just all sorts of different ways you can think about lace. More lace inserts. Lace on the bottom of your jeans eyelet. More lace insert. Lace blocking. And this is a beautiful gown, and this kind of what led me to the demo that I'm going to show you later. But this was Cate Blanchett at the Golden Globes just a couple of weeks ago, and it's a really beautiful piece. Here shows the detail, and it may be a little bit difficult to see, but each of these lace pieces right through here, all through here, are all attached. This piece is then attached on top of it. This is all part of it that's attached on top. And these are all applied so that they make a beautiful show up around her face. And this is it is not that hard to do. It looks highly intricate, but it is really not that hard to do. It's see-through. More see-through. This is kind of a tunic type look. Here is another beautiful jacket in which the front facing part is opaque, but the body of the jacket is translucent or see-through. And again, with a little black tee and leggings, this is great looking. Really great looking. Wear a nice clunky necklace with this and some clunky earrings, and it's just very stylish. I love this one for two reasons. One, you can see the see-through, and what they've done here is they've done wonderful little patches. They've just kind of stitched them on, and they've stitched them. You can't see here in the detail. They've stitched them right almost at the edge, like a quarter of an inch off, and then they've frayed them a little bit on the edge. It's very effective. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. But the other thing I love about this is that the model on the inside wasn't thin enough, so they had the baby to pin it and back. And by the way, that happens so often. It happens all the time in fashion. Here's another see-through jacket, and all they did right here was turn it under. Now, obviously, this jacket was more like an organza or organdy. This won't work for a chiffon. This is Armani Privé, and it just doesn't get any better than this. Here's the big clunky necklace. Here is the tunic and the chiffon. Here are the pants and the opaque and charmeuse. But if you find a wonderful print that you like in a chiffon, a silk chiffon, think about getting the nice coordinate in silk Dupion. Make yourself some wonderful pants. I'm going to have some patterns here in a minute. And elastic waist. It's totally comfortable. You don't feel good sleeveless? Make it 3/4. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. More see-through, just another kind of idea. Here's another wonderful kind of a tunicky top idea you can think about. Now this has a wired collar in there. You know how wired ribbons are at Christmas at the craft store? And again, here's another take on it. This is chiffon. They're starting back at the beginning again. Okay, one more trend I wanted to show you was long skirts. And I think we did a croquis. If you're a subscriber, you can go to the subscribers library and you can get the instructions for a croquis. But what the big secret to making a long skirt work is proportion. And the best way to figure that out is to make yourself a croquis. This is not anything that's hard to do. Just sit down and do it. There are instructions in the subscribers online library. And after you make it, you can sit there and make your skirt go higher or lower, however you want. But this long length is wonderful. Now, something I like to do is I like to make it so it does not gather around this area. It's smooth, but these are pie cut, and then it buttons up the front. And when it does, it stays open. Now, if you want to really have fun and be really artistic, a neat way to do this, wear your leggings, your thin leggings, underneath, leave it unbuttoned from about right here down so it swishes all around, and then you want to keep like a little T top, something real, nothing too long, just usually right down here and right at 3/4, whatever length you like. Again, here's long. Here's another long with heels. This is more of a professional look. I don't think To the Street is a professional look. It's more of an artistic look, but it can be a fun look for this summer, a real fun look, and it'll go into fall. Here's the white taken to the longer length, which makes it look really elegant. Here is another longer length. Now this is a professional length. And if you're a professional working, I promise you there is nothing that is more professional right now than to get that length right on you, get the width right. If it's an A-line, a little bit peg, or just a straight up and down skirt, whatever it takes to make it right. You walk in to leave a meeting in a suit, like with this kind of a skirt, or a top, a white blouse top belted with a skirt like this, it's going to scream professional, legitimate. Listen to me, I know what I'm talking about. Okay, finally, the patterns. This is from Style Arc. I'm not sure which pattern this is. As you well know, this is stylearc.com.au. They're Australian patterns, and they are expensive. They're extremely well drafted, and this is a typical example. Notice that this comes in right in here. I'd really love to see 2 buttons right here, which is easy enough to do, but she's got this real close, and it just takes a little bit to make it, just snap it right out. It's got a graduated hem. If you would like, again, to wear a 3/4 tee underneath this in white, with this in black, or your black leggings, your white leggings, do this in a chiffon. This is kicking. This is really cool. Again, the same thing. This is for a knit. So, and you find a chiffon knit. This is really a wonderful look. If you feel uncomfortable, you feel it's too close to you, this is where you wear your leggings and your little tee underneath, and it looks great. I have really enjoyed making this up. I've made this up 3 times. This is the Nina jacket, and it's a great look for a cardi. This is Sewing Workshop, and I think they probably could have done a little better. I think if I were to do this, I would put a little side dart in here, and I would nip it in right here, right on that seam right there, and on the side seam, even though it's a knit. This is a Marcy Tilton, and it's very nice. I think I'd probably like to make it a little longer, but this makes up great in a linen or a mid-weight cotton with a little bit of body, like a cotton piqué, something like that. A silk du pion, wash it, iron it, it would really snap out in this. Here's another one of Marcy Tilton's. No, I think this is Catherine Tilton. This is another one of her blouses. And she's taken the side bust dart here and rotated it. And she's made a great fit. Here you can see a close-up of it. And she's top stitched on each one of the darts. Real effective. Here's another Sewing Workshop. Again, they get just a little full right in this area right here. I'd like to see it just a little bit more tapered. This is a Catherine Tilton. This is a Vogue pattern. This is Vogue 8691. And I've really like this pattern. I like the lines. I've made this one up about 5 times. 8817. That's another Catherine Tilton. This is Marcy Tilton. This is Vogue 8876. Really nice lines. They're kind of deceptive. I made mine up without this band on the bottom, so it makes it real short, and I always wear it with leggings. It looks great. Here's a nice pants that have an interesting line on the stripe. These are knit for a knit. This is, oops, I'm sorry here. This is Vogue 8929. This is Vogue 8982. This is brand new in the book. This is also Marcy Tilton. I like this. This is either knit or woven. And I'm getting ready to make this up in ultra suede. I think first I'm going to make it up in a linen. I've already done a tissue fit on the mannequin and kind of played with it a little bit to get a little bit more nipped in, a little bit more fullness. And so I'll probably have more to say on that. Okay, that takes care of the style show.
I've got a design on here, so what I want to do is I want to check it out and see kind of what I want to have show and not show. And basically, I want to have all this part right here show. So that means this is where I'm going to cut away. Right here, right along there. So this is where I want to stitch when I'm getting, excuse me, getting ready to stitch right along in there. Okay.
Okay, here I am starting. You're going to notice that the machine is not in the background. I've had a little problem with the audio on the camera, so I'm running an audio voiceover here. But you can see how I'm following right along my line right there. I'm following exactly the line that I had planned out to follow. I'm using about a little less than 2 width on the zigzag. I'm using the darning setting. I'm using an embroidery foot on here, and I'm finished. After I finish, I go through here, and these are some wonderful little Kai serrated blade scissors. They really grab the fabric well. I noticed that with regular scissors, including my knife edge scissors, which are right here, they have a tendency, the fabric does, to slip out from them. The serrated blade, what makes them so nice is that it grabs the fabric or the thread, and it won't let it slip. The caveat is that if your finger's in the way, it'll grab that too, so you have to be real careful. Just about to finish this up, and you're going to see how attractive this turns out. I'm on the wrong side of the fabric, and basically I'm just cutting real close to the zigzag that I've just made. Okay. And that's how effective that is. Really, really beautiful. Now, the next thing I need to do is I need to just do a quick one over at the bottom because you don't want it flapping about like the Flying Nun or anything like that. This is a real quick, casual way of doing this. Don't think too much about this. Just go right through the edge. And again, we're going to trim off some of that netting just to make it look a little bit more finished at the bottom. This is exactly how the Kate Blanchett Armani dress. Here you can see in this photograph right along here is the zigzag, and right along here is the tacking down. Here's where I've cut off a lot of the netting.